Greetings, everybody. My name is Sipho Ndlovu, and welcome to I Speak What I Like. Today, the world witnessed something far bigger than diplomatic meeting. Donald Trump arrived in China. And from the first moment the plane touched the ground in Beijing, the world started reading every moment, every camera angle, every handshake, every absence, and every word. Because this was not just simply a meeting between two presidents. This was a meeting between two systems, two economics, two military powers, two civilization trying to figure out how to exist in the same century without destroying the world. And immediately, something caught the world's attention. Xi JinPing did not personally go to the airport to receive President Donald Trump. And instantly, social media explodes. People call it disrespect, and others call it humiliation. Others call it strategic. But geopolitics is deeper than emotions. China still gave President Trump a red carpet, military honors, state ceremony, official delegations, and later the full presidential banquet. And this was not rejection, it was symbolism. And the message China appears to be sending was subtle and powerful. China no longer sees itself as a nation waiting for America's approval. China wanted to project calmness, confidence, discipline, and equality. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there was a time when America stood alone at the center of the global power. Leaders came to Washington. America dictated the atmosphere. America controlled the pressure. But today, the world feels different. You do not fly across the world to negotiate with the weak people. Donald Trump went to Beijing because the stakes are too high to ignore. And then the Western media started analyzing every second of the summit. America outlets on rivalry, trade pressure, Taiwan, key point, economic competition, and strategic tension. Many analysts in the West view the summit as the America trying to stabilize tension while protecting its dominance. But the Chinese media framed the summit very differently. Chinese outlets repeatedly emphasized peace, cooperation, stability, partnership, and mutual respect. China wanted the world to see Xi Jinping not as an aggressive leader, but as patient, calm, philosophical, and responsible. And this is where the world must pay attention. The American narrative focused on competition. The Chinese narrative focused on coexistence. Now, America spoke the language of strategic pressure, and China spoke the language of stability and long-term civilization. Two distinct countries. Yet they stood on an equal platform. And yet beneath the politeness of China, there was still a warning. Xi repeatedly emphasized Taiwan. And he made it clear, Taiwan is the line that must not be crossed. Why Taiwan matters? For China, Taiwan is not just a politic. It is history, it is sovereignty, it is national identity, it is unfinished unification, or rather say reunification. And for America, Taiwan is strategically important, economically critical, and central to modern technology. And this is why the Taiwan issue terrifies the world. Because one misunderstanding, one miscalculation, one escalation could shake the entire global economy. But the atmosphere of this summit truly changed during the banquet, because the banquet was not a merely dinner. It was psychologically diplomatic. Xi's toast. President Xi JinPing stood there and spoke repeatedly about peace, about prosperity, about cooperation, about partnership and stability between China and America. And then came the line that changed the mood of the entire summit. Xi JinPing said the rejuvenation of China and making America great again can go hand in hand. You need to understand the depth of that statement. She was essentially telling America that China's rise do not require America's destruction. Why that line mattered? That line was aimed at Washington, at Wall Street, business elite, global market, and the entire world. It was China trying to reassure the world that cooperation is still possible. And then Donald Trump responded, not with hostility, not with humiliation, not with confrontation, but with an invitation. Trump invited Xi and Madam Peng to Washington on September 24th. And suddenly, the entire symbolism shifted. Because earlier critics said Trump is going to China, or is going to Beijing to make America look weak. Excuse my English. But invitation changed the optics completely. Now the message became, this is not surrender. This is managed rivalry. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing is not friendship. It is not peace. But it is two superpowers trying to prevent competition from becoming catastrophe. And perhaps the biggest clue comes from the people surrounding Trump. Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and Jensen Huang. Why would technology billionaires attend a geopolitical summit? Because the real battle today is not just military. The real battle today is AI, is semiconductors, is manufacturing, is technology, is energy, rare earth minerals, and industrial survival. And despite all the tension, despite all the sanctions, despite all the pressure, America and China still deeply need each other. America needs manufacturing, China needs markets. The global economy needs stability. And perhaps the biggest message of this entire summit is this: the world no longer looks unipolar. This no longer looks like one unquestioned superpower speaking down to the rest of the world. It looks like two massive powers carefully negotiating the future of humanity while trying to avoid disaster. So when you look at this summit, do not only see banquet, handshakes, smiles, and speeches. See deeper reality that is underneath the banquet, underneath the handshake, underneath the smile, underneath the speech. See a reality where economies are connected, a reality where tensions are rising, a reality where Taiwan remains dangerous, a reality where technology has become a warfare, a reality where diplomacy has become psychological chess. And maybe the most important realization of all is that the future of the world may depend on whether these two powers learn to compete without collapsing. The system they both depend on. My name is Sipho Ndlovu and I speak what I like. Tell me what you think about the Beijing Summit. Love you so much. We'll continue tomorrow looking at this Beijing Summit on what's transpired in the next 24 hours as we approach the last day of Trump's visit to China. But trust me, that invitation by Trump to President Xi JinPing and Madame Peng, it was very smart and strategic, and it changes the whole narrative. But now, after tomorrow, we will look at the market, how they respond, at the war that's been going on in Iran, how it proceeds, and everything else surrounds Israeli, Iran, USA, Ukraine, Russia, and every part of conflicts that exist in the world today. From today onwards, we are going to actually witness some of the changes that will actually imply what has been spoken of behind closed doors. Venezuela issue, the Greenland, the Canada. Yeah, we will see. Thank you very much. I love you so much. Take care.